So we have understood the various methods for adding elements into a list along with removing elements from the list. Now let's see some more important functionalities, because we have seen append, extend, insert, 3 methods, and one more way is by adding indexing. So let's count it as 4, and remaining things are remove, pop, clear, delete. So 4 more methods, because delete is a keyword, you cannot consider that as a method, but we have seen 8 different ways adding and removing. Now let's see what do you mean by copy. So generally you use copy techniques, right? Whether you copy from your friend or whether you copy the style of your friend, it's simple, right? So what do? You generally try to make sure you take as a reference, right? That means you take the same thing and you just try to replicate it. The same example exists. You need not worry, just understand whether we are passing strings or numbers into square braces. Make it simple, you need not panic, the example is different. That is the reason I am trying to come up with different examples in the attachment and in the explanation part. So let me go for ideally and implement it practically, right? So we have already taken a list as A. Let me try to take B is equal to, suppose 1 4 7 8 7 8 7 8 comma 9. Okay, now what happens, I give something like C is equal to B dot, because B is a list, you get the list of all, the possible methods over it. We have seen append and clear. Let's give this copy, because basically what does copy mean? So copy will make sure that it copies all the elements. Just go with the simple English definition, because if you are easy understanding English concepts, English language, Python is a cakewalk, obviously, because whatever word you see in Python, it's very simple. You just relate that thing to general word, then you can understand the meaning inside it. So it generally copies all the elements into a new list and it basically returns it. That's it, because now C will be a list. Obviously when you give, type of C will be list only. Suppose, so C is a list, B is a list. What happens if you try to delete B? There is no effect on C, because it's a copy. That doesn't mean that if you are deleting B, C will also be deleted. This is a very clear important point, because generally, let me do one more thing. I make C is equal to A. That means A is also a list, because C is equal to A. What happens? You are having A value as Saket, because A is a list, and C you are passing now, C will be Saket. This is very important, because when we understood about variables, you are passing the value from right to left, right? Now I just wanted to create one more way, because I just wanted to make it simple. You make C is equal to A. So you are assigning C A values to C. Now C is a list, A is a list. What happens if you try to change C of 1 equal to 25? So C of 1 is already 4, right? So you get 125 7 85. You should get that thing. Good. Now A should be 1 4 7 85, right? No, because C is equal to A, you are swapping, you are assigning and you are just swapping, right? What happens? Whatever the list values are present in A, it will be assigning to C. Swapping is basically different from copy. That's very clear, because let me prove it. Already you have A, right? Now let me try to give D is equal to A dot copy. That means obviously D will be a new list, A will be the list as it is. You do the same technique. Let me try to retain A of 1 is equal to 4. Now A will be 1 4 7 85, obviously. D will be 1 4 7 85. No, D is as it is, 125 7 85. There is no change, because we are copying the elements, but when you are swapping it, you are assigning complete A to C. If you change anything in C, A will be modified. If you change anything in A, C will be modified. That's it. This is very important. That step plays a very key role. So copy, it will just copies all the elements. Then you already have the indexing principle, right? So if you go for D of 1, you get 25. The same way you have a method which is index. So, d dot index, if you pass index, if you try to pass 25 in it, you are expecting 25 value to come out? No. What is happening over there? D of 26, 25 value, and you are getting the answer as index, right? Don't confuse, let me come again. D dot index of, if you pass 1, what is D here? 125, 785. You are expecting when you pass 1, you should get 25, right? No. What you got? D dot index of 1. What is 1? 1 is the value and you are getting index position. So, when you pass index, it is expecting only value and starting position, stopping position. You have so many set of range of values. So, always index will expect only the index you try to pass. It returns the only first occurrence. That means, why do I say first occurrence? What happens if I give again 25 into it? Okay. So, when you pass d dot index of, always pass value into it, you are expecting 1 and 2, 3, 4, right? I mean 2, 3, 4 is, so 1 and 4 are index, you get only 1, because index will give you only first occurrence. This is a very key take. Index will always gives you only first occurrence, right? So, then how do you get all of them? You just need to count them, right? So, you just go for d dot count of 25. So, count will give you the number of times it is occurring. What happens if you pass any other value which is not present in the list like this? You get a value error because 26 value is not present in the list. It is very simple, you need not panic. So, index will give you index, when you pass index, you should mention the value. Always see whatever, whenever you open the function, you read the arguments in it. Most of the people will not do it, but you do it because that is the way I learned and that is the way I clearly suggest you. Please do follow that. You will see wonderful improvements in your career. Just make it simple. D dot index of, it will only expect the values you are having. Index of 7 is 2 because this is your list. So, count, what happens if I pass the same thing to a count if the value is not present in it? So, count will just make sure that it will generally return the number of occurrences, right? It will generally return the number of occurrences. So, I don't guess you don't get an error, right? Yes, you don't get an error. So, it is not present, the answer is 0. So, d dot count of 26, the answer is clearly 0. So, count, if you are not having that value, it will give you 0. Index, so when you mention index, you try to give only value. So, count, index, copy, other 3 methods. So, 4 plus 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now, you also have how to sort, how to make an elements in a reverse order. There you go, d dot index of, append, clear, copy, you have sort and you have reverse. So, generally as per the general meaning, you know, sort will arrange the elements in ascending order. That means star in the sense multiple elements, key is none, reverse equal to false. Just remember that point, I will make it use once again. That means when you sort the elements, you get it in ascending order. Sort the elements in ascending order. When I say sort, it passes the elements in ascending order even though the elements are repeating. Elements in ascending, some lower to higher value, right? Order O is missing over there because I cannot edit it now, just make it easy. So, once you go for sort, if you reverse it, obviously what do you expect? When you pass reverse, okay, you get everything in reverse order. That means you come to conclusion it is in descending order. No, reverse will always gives the elements in reverse order. Reverse will always gives the elements in only reverse order. It does not mean that you are getting in a descending order. Just make sure that whenever you pass a reverse argument, it will generally make sure that it will give the result, always gives the result in reverse order. Simple. If you are passing sort first and if you are asking reverse next, ascending order reverse is descending order only. So, you do not get a conclusion directly. then what you need to do is, let me give this C. Okay. Now, already this is in descending order. If I give reverse 8574, now what do I do is, let me try to extend this and make you realize. Okay. Now I have extended it. Now this is your C. Suppose if you give C dot reverse, you expect that in descending order? No, it will be in reverse order. You see, 2570, and even if you sort now, it will be ascending order. You see, C dot sort. Now when I press C, it is completely ascending order. Now let me take one simple example to clearly, strongly specify that you are just making sure the difference between sort and reverse. Now if you pass like this, D dot sort, you are not sorting, but you can directly get descending order by passing reverse is equal to true. When you pass reverse equal to true inside sort, you get it in descending order. So reverse is always reverse order, but if you pass sort of reverse equal to true, if you first pass sort and again ask reverse, it will give you in descending order only. So sort is ascending order, reverse is reverse order. Copy will copy the element, index will give you the, if you pass value into index, you get the index position. So count will give you the number of occurrences. So this is same. And obviously whatever the methods we have seen, like these are built-in functions. Violet color, built-in function. So length of D will give you the number of items, and even minimum will give you what is the minimum value, and 0. So what is max of? See, already we have understood 5 built-in functions, if I am not wrong. Yes, length, minimum, maximum, type, and we also know print. So don't forget them. You will be using all of them, but when we go to functions, we will have a display of built-in functions, and even you can create a list directly. You need not pass the values, because list is also a built-in function. We will be just doing it, but make sure that for adding elements you have append, extend, insert. Along with index also you can change the elements. If you try to remove it, we have remove, pop, clear, delete. 4 plus 4, 8. And if you wanted to copy the elements, you have copy, sort, reverse, index, count. So 5. So 8 plus 5, almost 13 methods you have learned. So don't get it confused. Suppose if you have a list like this, where you are already having a character in it, it's very silly to get minimum from that, because you get an error. Minimum in the sense that is less than, right? So less than is not supported between string and integer. So don't do that, don't compare it. And even if you remember, when we have discussed about strings, you can also access the index in this way. You can pass by side also, you get 0, 1, 2. So the answer will be K. So make it very simple, then only you can just add or find out some more flavors within it, because already we have seen so many examples for list, extend and append and these things, right? So copy will give you a copy of the elements, index you need to pass the value, and count will give you the number of occurrences. Now let's try to see some more things where you can also create a list, a list of lists. That means, why can't I take previous things? This is D and this is C, right? Now what happens if I give E is equal to D comma C? Yes, it is possible. You see what happens. Now E will be a nested list. That means the length of E is only 2, right? That means even you can combine both the lists, right? Suppose if you give R is equal to D plus E, now you go for R, it's not a nested list. You see what is D? You are changing, D is 142P, and what is your E? It's a combination of all the lists. So this has become, now length is 3, and to make it more simple, let me pass D plus C. You are having D as individual elements, C as individual elements inside the list. Now your R will be, the list will be expanding. So this is nothing but concatenation, or we can tell it as you are merging two lists, merging of lists. This is very, very important. That doesn't mean that you can merge like this. You cannot merge like this, sorry. R plus 2. You cannot add an integer to a list. This is not possible. You can combine both the lists, right? And if you try to do like this, yes, you are repeating the list, because star is for repetition. Okay, just make it very simple. Now R is same. You are just, if you wanted to store that thing, create a variable and store the result. So you cannot add a number to a list. But what if I do like this, R of 1 plus 25? Make it simple. What is R of 1? R of 1 is 4. So you get the answer as 29, because R of 1 is 4. 4 plus 25 is 29. Again, you are going to basic arithmetic operation. So don't get confused. This is very, very easier when you just relate the things. You can create a list of lists, and you can also make sure that what happens if you do like this. How can you embed a list inside another list? You write U is equal to 4, 5, R, because R is a list. What happens when you go for U? You are making this list inside this list. You are embedding a list inside another list. This is very, very important point. And anyways, you know the length is a function which will give you the number of elements in it. So 1, 2, 3, indexing is 0, 1, 2. And if you are good at indexing and slicing, everything plays a very key role. So that is how we have seen how to add elements into a list, how to remove elements from the list, how to understand the merging of lists, and how you can repeat the list, because you cannot add an element into a list, but you can multiply, or you can just repeat it. Don't call it as multiplication, you are repeating the list. That is how these are the possible methods over a list.